What if I told you that Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup dream didn't just end, it was destroyed from the inside? The greatest player controversy in World Cup history just happened, and the truth is far more shocking than what the media is telling you. Stay until the end, because what happened in that locker room will blow your mind. Before we expose what really went down, smash that subscribe button because we're about to reveal the dark secrets that FIFA doesn't want you to know about. This is Goals and Gossip, where we bring you the real story behind football's biggest dramas. Now let's talk about December 6th, 2022, the day Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy was shattered in front of 3 billion viewers. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. This wasn't just about football. This was betrayal. This was revenge. This was personal. Picture this: Cristiano Ronaldo, 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, the most followed athlete on the planet, standing on the bench while his country fights for World Cup survival. Benched. At 37 years old, in what everyone knew would be his last World Cup, the Portuguese captain was treated like a substitute nobody. But why? The official story? Tactical decisions. That's what they want you to believe. But leaked WhatsApp messages between Portuguese coaching staff tell a completely different story. Messages that were deleted within hours. Messages that some insiders managed to screenshot before they vanished forever. And what these messages reveal will make your blood boil. The manager, Fernando Santos, allegedly told his assistant coaches, and I quote, "His ego is bigger than the team. We're done dancing around him." Explosive, right? But wait, it gets so much worse. Let's rewind to the South Korea match, the game that started this nuclear meltdown. Ronaldo gets substituted in the 65th minute. Cameras catch him muttering something as he walks off. Lip-reading experts analyze the footage frame by frame. What did he say? According to 3 independent lip-reading analysts, "You're going to regret this." A threat, on camera, to his own manager. But here's where it gets insane. Sources inside the Portuguese camp revealed that Ronaldo refused to shake Fernando Santos's hand. He walked straight past him, down the tunnel, and allegedly threw his captain's armband in the locker room. One team staffer, speaking anonymously to Portuguese media, said, "I've never seen anything like it." He was furious. Water bottles were thrown. He screamed that he'd made the wrong choice coming to this World Cup. The Portuguese Football Federation denied everything, called it fake news. But then, the Switzerland game happened. December 6th, round of 16, Portugal versus Switzerland, the biggest game of Ronaldo's career. And he's not in the starting 11. The football world went into meltdown. Social media exploded. #FreeRonaldo trended worldwide within minutes. Even players from rival teams were confused. Neymar tweeted, then deleted, "This is disrespectful to greatness." Messi's former teammate Sergio Aguero went live on Twitch saying, "I don't care what anyone says, you don't bench Cristiano Ronaldo at a World Cup. I don't care if he's 45 years old." But here's the part that'll make you question everything. Portugal won, 6-1, without Ronaldo. His replacement, Gonçalo Ramos, scored a hat trick. A 21-year-old kid nobody had heard of absolutely destroyed the Swiss defense. And Ronaldo? He sat on the bench, watching his replacement become an overnight superstar, living his worst nightmare in real time. The cameras kept cutting to his face, the pain, the humiliation, the realization that maybe, just maybe, his time was actually over. But the story doesn't end there, because what happened after the game is even more disturbing. Multiple Portuguese journalists reported the same thing from different sources. There was a massive confrontation in the locker room after the Switzerland victory. According to Record, Portugal's biggest sports newspaper, Ronaldo confronted Fernando Santos directly, saying, "You've humiliated me in front of the entire world. My kids watched that. My mother watched that." Santos allegedly replied, "The team is bigger than any individual, even you." Boom! The ultimate ego death for someone who's been treated like a god for 20 years. But here's the absolutely crazy part that most people missed. Pepe, Ronaldo's longtime teammate and friend, reportedly had to physically step between them. Other players formed a barrier. Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United midfielder, was seen leaving the locker room looking visibly shaken. One Portuguese journalist claimed that Ronaldo threatened to leave the World Cup, pack his bags, go home, abandon his teammates in the middle of the tournament. Can you imagine? The most competitive athlete on planet Earth was ready to quit. What stopped him? His agent, Jorge Mendes, allegedly flew emergency to Qatar that same night and spent 4 hours convincing Ronaldo that leaving would destroy his legacy forever, that history would remember him as a quitter, not a legend. Now, here's where things get really interesting and controversial, and maybe even a little dark. Some football insiders believe this entire situation was engineered. Think about it. Fernando Santos had managed Ronaldo for 8 years. Suddenly, at the most important tournament of their careers, he decides to bench him? Theory number 1, the Portuguese Federation wanted Ronaldo benched. Why? Because they needed to transition to a new generation, and Ronaldo's massive presence was preventing young talent from emerging. This was a calculated move to force him into international retirement. Theory number 2, sponsors and commercial partners were pressuring Santos. With Ronaldo's Manchester United contract terminated just weeks before the World Cup, some believe certain sponsors didn't want the controversy affecting the national team's image. Theory number 3, and this is the wildest one. Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan, where he trashed Manchester United, caused FIFA and Portugal sponsors to demand his benching as punishment. Follow the money. Always follow the money. Am I saying these theories are true? No. But am I saying there's smoke? Absolutely. Quarterfinals, Portugal versus Morocco. Winner goes to the semi-finals. Ronaldo starts on the bench again. Portugal struggles, can't break down Morocco's defense. Frustration builds, the clock is ticking. Finally, in the 51st minute, Ronaldo comes on. This is his moment, his chance to prove everyone wrong, to silence the critics, to remind the world who he is. Morocco scores 1-0. Portugal desperately attacks. Ronaldo gets chance after chance. He hits the post. He heads just wide. He can't score. The final whistle blows. Portugal is eliminated. And the image that went viral worldwide? Ronaldo walking off the field, alone, in tears. The most famous athlete on earth, crying as his final World Cup dream dies. But even in defeat, controversy followed him. French newspaper L'Équipe reported that Ronaldo was the first player to leave the stadium, didn't stay for team talks, didn't console younger players, just left. His teammate Pepe later defended him in a press conference, getting emotional and saying the referee disrespected the greatest player in history. But the damage was done. So where does this leave us? Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup ended in tears, controversy, and questions. Fernando Santos was fired as Portugal's manager just weeks later. Coincidence? Maybe. Ronaldo signed with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia for $200 million per year. Some call it a retirement league. Others say he's just chasing money now. But here's what nobody's talking about. Ronaldo has not retired from international football, which means he could potentially play in the 2026 World Cup at age 41. Can you imagine the storyline, the ultimate redemption arc, or the final humiliation? The truth is, we witnessed something historical, the fall of an empire, the end of an era, the moment when even the greatest have to face reality. But was it handled correctly? Was Ronaldo treated with the respect he deserved, or was this a calculated destruction of a legend? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Team Ronaldo or Team Santos? Was the benching justified, or was this the greatest disrespect in World Cup history? And here's the real question. Will Ronaldo play in 2026? And if he does, will history repeat itself? Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because this story is far from over. The drama, the revenge, the comeback, it's all still being written. I'm Goals and Gossip, and remember, in football, the real game happens off the pitch. See you in the next one.